So I have just about had it with these mom shaming articles that are going around Facebook. You know the ones. I know you've seen it. They use music and pictures and basically every single one of our hot mom buttons that can just make us a mess in like zero point 0.3 seconds. It's the articles that say, slow down, you're missing everything. And look up, you're missing everything. And there's always going to be time to wash the dishes or pay the bills. So play that second game of Uno and read that next story and cuddle those 10 more minutes. Taking this expectation that as a mom, unless you sacrifice every single one of your resources to create a world where your child is the center of it, that somehow you're now a narcissist. But what about balance? What about where your child, they know they're a priority, they know the family's a priority, they know the other parent is a priority, they know putting food on the table is a priority, they know living in a clean house is a priority, that yes, they are a priority. I want a child that decides they want to make the universe better because they know they're one small part of it. We do need to slow down and look up and approach everything we do more conscious decisions, have more awareness, have more thought on how we do prioritize, not just so we can be looking at our child for every single moment, every single first and every single last. And any that we miss, like we get deducted mom points for from the magical mom bank. Articles go around all the time. If you look at your phone, God forbid, update your Facebook status while you're at the park with your child, now you're gonna wake up 4 years later and have no idea who this kid is, and everything you've done as a parent was like, poof, it's just gone. It doesn't apply. That's just ridiculous. You're not going to see every time they come down the slide. So if you're in the bathroom when it happens, do you lose less mom points? I'm wondering how that works. And also, at what point am I off the hook? Am I supposed to live with them and be around till I die? At what point does their life and their accomplishments not matter as much? When do their firsts and lasts stop mattering? Isn't the first time that they commit to someone a big deal? Isn't the first time they become parents a big deal? Isn't the first time they buy their first home? Those are pretty big, and they're ones the kid had to do something for. Walking and talking and sitting, I mean, science gets the high five on those. Don't get me wrong, I was a hot mess when all that stuff happened. But we gotta zoom out sometimes and know that there's a lifetime that this child will be on the earth, and their firsts and lasts are never going to end. And you're not going to be there for them all. And that's okay. And as far as this whole thing about that there's always time to do the other stuff you need to do, I'm sorry, the dishes do have to be done. And what are you teaching your child if you don't stop playing Uno and go do the dishes? That it's all about what they feel. So if they want to play Uno, you will do that. Nothing in the universe matters except for what they want. At what point does what they want not matter as much? They can't always get what they want. So at what age do I get to start telling them no or ask them to help with the dishes? What is this magical age when it's not going to tragically crush their soul if I say we can't do more arts and crafts? Mom actually does have to go to the store. What is going to happen here? I'm going to end up with a self-centered 17-year-old covered in biodegradable finger paint and a giant pile of hardened vegan Play-Doh. I mean, really, where does this end? We all love days when they're a little bit sick and they stay home and you actually hold them and they fall asleep on you again and their head's all sweaty and all of that. And you're like, oh, and the first sunny day of the year, like, screw the chores, we're all gonna go outside in the sun and play. I mean, that's awesome. That seize the day stuff, it can wait. But guess what? It's still there tomorrow, and now we all gotta pitch in and do a few more things that day than we would have had to, because that's life. You have to do things you don't want to do in life to get what you do want to do. That's kind of a motto at our house that my kids are kind of sick of. Even the most dream job, the most dream relationship, everything has pieces of it you're not excited to do. You don't get to tell your boss, well, I just want to play Uno. So no, that's not going to work. You're not raising children. You're raising adults that are going to be here hopefully for a very long time. What skills are you teaching them in this very short time? I think people should look at their kids, sit back and go, would I be friends with this person if we just met on the street? Would I want to spend time with them, with the way they treat others, their belongings and other people's belongings? Would I want to be assigned to a group project with them? Would I want to hire them? I would not be friends with somebody who expected me to do all the work in the relationship, who left their stuff everywhere and never picked up after themselves and just assumed I would do it. Who are you raising? We have to take a really hard look at what we're doing that's for us and what we're doing that's actually for them. Because a kid doesn't always like to be potty trained and there's some tantrums, but we know that they have to have that skill. And we know it's something we have to take time to do. There's a lot of other necessary skills that your kids are going to need to go out into the world. At the end of their time with you, do you really need them to know that they're the center of your world? Or do you want to send them off with the skills to change the world?